Hi, Nancy. How are you?
Hi, good. How are you?
I'm good.
Good. So super excited about talking about art, and I see some art in the background.
Yeah, I thought it was kind of appropriate to do the interview in my little art studio in my house. So here I am.
That's awesome. So how much did you know about this art of graffiti?
Really know much about the world of graffiti. I was always obsessed by graffiti and I always wanted to be a part of graffiti, but I never knew how or how these people interacted with each other. I know there was a lot of in our case MGK, Miami Graffiti Kings, and they have like the squad, and but I didn't know much. I was really intrigued by it. And JD, the director, he did graffiti all his life, and he's been around that world for most of his life. And so one of the really cool things about this movie is that I got to interact with people that have been doing this for forever. I mean, Risk, June, Dax, a whole bunch of graffiti artists that really, it wasn't like making a movie. It was kind of like a documentary sometimes, because you were really interacting with these people that have been doing it forever. And we got to shoot it, while Art Basel was going. So it was all kind of very real in the environment, at least.
And your character actually says something about street artists versus graffiti writers. Is that something you also learned from the film?
I did. I mean, those two worlds are kind of, becoming one. I mean, you're seeing, for example, Risk. I remember, he's considered to be one of the godfathers of graffiti, especially, on the West Side. And, now he's got pieces in the museum, and I remember one time I was at his house and a prince, I think from Italy, came and told him like, hey, you want to come paint one of my, I think it was like a church or something crazy like that. So I just feel like the appreciation for graffiti has changed in the last couple of years. I feel like, there is a difference. Like my character says, like graffiti is only graffiti when it's, illegal and none of these legal walls, and that's street art. And, but I think at the end, there's a different Nick Damage idea of what art is and what it means. So, people, there's always going to be people who say that it's different. I believe that art is art, and as long as people see it and enjoy it, that's what really, that's what really matters.
You were talking about the part where your character says, if it ain't illegal, it ain't graffiti.
That's right. That's the baby Nick Cruz. That's the first take of this kid. But there's the beauty of this film is that there's an understanding through a lot of things that happened to him, love, loss, that really shape his ideas of what he believed to be true. And it's true. I mean, look, if it's legal, it ain't graffiti. I mean, that's true. But there's consequences, and he for sure learns the consequences of that and living through that. But I think Nick will always go out there and do some illegal walls. That's just part of who he is.
It's part of the signature, Mark.
That's right. I mean, he's damaged, right? You got to do some damage.
Speaking of damage, your character, we get to see this transition of damage, but at the end, we do see that he uses this art to help himself too.
Yeah, like what I was saying, like I feel like the story is a coming of age. It starts with Nick and his rebellious, way of being, and saying, I know better than any of you guys, and I don't care if people know who I am. I'm never going to comply to this nonsensical, street art thing and sell my piece. No, I'm going to do what I've been doing, and I'm going to live by that. But like I said, throughout the movie, a lot of things happen that kind of shape him into being a new person, or at least having a new perspective. But like I said, at the end, he's always going to go out there regardless of people telling him not to, and he's going to do what he wants to do. But obviously different now, because at the end of the movie, I don't want to spoil it, but there's certain things that he can't do anymore because of other things. Don't make me spoil the movie, man.
I won't. And your character does, however, go through a lot of emotions.
Yeah.
Is there one in particular that Was it a little more challenging to portray on camera?
Um, I don't know. I don't know if it's more difficult. I guess, you know, the beauty of this movie was that the cast was amazing. You know, I got to work with really, really talented people, and everybody was there because they love that world, and everybody got into it. Like, you know, I was telling somebody before that we used to go out, you know, at night at 2, 3 in the morning when we were shooting the next day at 8 in the morning to go and do something, and something illegal, to feel that, what that feels like, you know, the painting a wall and looking back, or having somebody looking out for you, or meeting the people that live in the streets at that hour and what they're doing, going to a 7-Eleven and interacting with, you know what I mean? Like, all that became a part of our preparation before going to set. And I think that was necessary, because Miami is such an interesting city when the lights go down. And if you're not in there, you're never going to understand. So we did a lot of that. And thankfully, we had a lot of people that were real graffiti artists, and that, you know, welcomed us with open arms. And that was great, you know.
Well, thank you for your time and opening up this story with the world of this art of graffiti.
Yes. Thank you so much.